Hello, it's Taylor with Mom on the Spectrum. This is a new angle today, and we are talking about special interests for people on the spectrum. This is a super important topic because special interests hold a lot of value for people on the spectrum. And I thought it would be fun to kind of go through what my special interests are, because some of you have asked for more information about the things that I love, which I thought was super cool. So yeah, I will tell you more about things that I love, and in the process we can talk about why special interests are so important for people on the spectrum. Okay, first of all, we know Beltray. If you don't know Beltray, this is Beltray. I know it's a weird name. Cats are one of my biggest special interests, and they always have been. I did book reports on cats when I was little. Do you hear him purring? I just am obsessed with cats. I think for me, having cats as a special interest has been so important because connecting with animals is extremely important for me and for many people on the spectrum, because connecting with people can be really intimidating and overwhelming and overstimulating, but animals have always brought me this deep sense of calm and joy. And so from a young age, I loved studying animals. I also did a book report on manatees, I'm remembering. So whenever I could choose topics to study and learn about, a lot of times it was animals. I don't know if many of you have seen my other cat, Zoe. So I'm gonna go on a quest to find Zoe. There she is, there's Zoe. Hi, sweet girl. This is my firstborn child. She's 10. She's not quite as friendly as Beltray, but she is a sweetheart. Yes. And if you can't tell what my daughter's special interest is, a lot of times she just looks grumpy. So yeah, I touched on it a little bit with the cat thing, but special interests for people on the spectrum, it just gives us this feeling of purpose. And a lot of times when we can't connect to the other people in our life the way that we want to, we can find a lot of comfort and sense of purpose and value and learning and understanding other parts of the world. So special interests can provide this kind of home away from home where we can lose ourselves in learning to better understand other parts of the world that maybe other people don't understand as well as we do. Does that make sense? And also, if you're on the spectrum, you probably understand what it means to be fully immersed in research, because researching things like crazy seems to be just kind of par for the course for people on the spectrum, because once we find something that we love, we're gonna figure out everything that there is to learn about this something. And it can be kind of annoying. It's annoying to me because I'm like, whoa girl, you have other things that you need to be doing right now. And my brain will just be like, no, let's study what dissociation is for 5 hours. Because, oh yeah, psychology is another one of my special interests. I would show you all of my psychology books, but it's I usually rent them from the library or give them to somebody when I'm done. So, and also they're just scattered around the house. So I know psychology for many of you has also been a special interest, and I think this is super interesting. There's a lot of people who have messaged me saying that they're studying psychology after an autism diagnosis, because they're just so excited to start understanding themselves better, and they want to just throw themselves into better understanding the brain and how it works and its function in society and everything. So there's so many of you who have messaged and have also found a lot of comfort and solace in studying the field of psychology, because it gives us a better grid for understanding kind of our place in the world and why we've been misunderstood for so long. Okay, yes, I've got my flute out, and I haven't played my flute on the channel before. So 2 things I wanted to mention about special interests as it pertains to my flute. Number 1, having a special interest as someone on the spectrum can be a great way to learn social behaviors and social patterns. So for me, how I started playing the flute is a completely different story for a different day that I think is really interesting. But once I discovered that I was really good at playing the flute, I continued to do so, and naturally, because I was pursuing learning how to play the flute in a community through the band, I was also learning how to become more comfortable with the people around me, and we had more shared experiences, which made it easier for me to feel more integrated in a community. Second thing is also that by developing a special interest, we can sometimes turn it into a career, which is really great for people on the spectrum because it feels a lot safer to pursue something that's a special interest because we know so much more about it. It feels so much more comfortable and exciting. And that was the case for me. I did private flute lessons for 10 years. So my special interest got to become my career, and that was super exciting for me. Why does it always feel so awkward for me to find an angle to film things? I don't know. Okay, so yes, I'll play something for you. No big deal. This is a piece called Concertino by Chaminade. It's a French piece, one of the first solos that I ever played when I was in middle school. I'm just gonna play a little bit of it for you. I feel like I need to give so many disclaimers, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna play the flute for you, YouTube, and you can have at it and do with it what you want to do. Okay, that's enough flute for now. Anyways, I had flute as my special interest from 6th grade through college, and because of that, I was able to lean on it as a career for 10 years, and that was super, super helpful to me because I didn't have to rely on socialization and communication as much because I communicated with this. I swear I'm trying to find good angles and it is so hard to get in the frame. Okay, so music in general for me has been just a huge special interest. I know I've said in other videos before that I have a collection of musical instruments that I may or may not be able to play. Flute is my main instrument. I can play the flute. And then I've always loved piano. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a pianist, but I really love playing just as kind of a therapeutic way to de-stress and unwind. This beautiful piano actually belonged to my late grandmother, and she and my grandfather won it on an ABC radio broadcast, I believe, in 1949 as a wedding gift. And part of the wedding gift package was also, I believe, a washing machine and a dog. So this beautiful piano is 73 years old, and it's also the piano that my grandmother gave me lessons on whenever I was younger. And I've just felt really grateful as an adult to be able to bring it into my own home after her passing, and now give my kids lessons on the piano whenever they're open to it. Not always, sometimes. They can play hot cross buns. So for me, music in general has just been such a great way to connect to myself. And I think for many people on the spectrum, special interests are a great way to build self-confidence and boost self-esteem. In a lot of ways, I think some people get that through interpersonal relationships and building those relationships. And for a lot of people on the spectrum, we might spend more time by ourselves. I know I love to spend a lot of time by myself in my room, especially when I was younger. And so by developing certain special interest skills, we can feel more confident about ourselves and maybe even venture out and use some of those skills in the real world to help us develop relationships. So there's all kinds of really important benefits that special interests have, including helping us regulate and balance our emotions. So whenever we can work, especially with our hands, and like connect our body to something physical that we can express creativity through or intellectual thought, ideas, anytime we can connect our body and mind and integrate those things, it really is helpful in processing emotions and integrating emotions into the body, which is definitely something that people on the spectrum can benefit from. Okay, so like I said, I'm not like a pianist, but I do love playing, and in terms of perseveration, I would say this song that I'll play a snippet of is something that this is the one song that I've been working on for like the past 3 years, as long as the movie came out ago. I don't know, but this is something from La La Land, so we'll see how it comes across. As far as we go on that one, so practice that for 3 years. Costume change! Just kidding, I totally forgot to put something in this video, and this is a different day and I'm wearing a different shirt, but I still have pajama pants on. So I wanted to make sure that I shared one of my new special interests with you. One, because it's awesome, and two, because I just had a partnership come through that I'm excited to share with you. So my new special interest is crystals and gems. Okay, so I know it can be kind of woo and like new age, but regardless of whether or not you believe that there's healing powers involved, I think that crystals can be a really beautiful representation of certain characteristics and qualities that you really want to bring more of into your life. Did that make sense? So I wanted to share a few of the new crystals and gems with you that I've gotten recently. This is a totally new topic and area for me to explore, but I thought you might appreciate it. So this little beauty is carnelian. It's got a really awesome orange color. I just realized I have my hairband on my wrist. And this symbolizes vitality and motivation. I love keeping this one with me during the day, and the color just always makes me happy. This little baby is green aventurine, and it symbolizes wealth and prosperity. And you never know, because I actually got this the week that one of my videos went super huge on YouTube. That one over 16 overlooked characteristics of autism in women. That is a long title. And you never know, I had this with me on my desk during the whole process. So guess where it has been? With me every day. Okay, and then these necklaces I'm really excited to share with you. So this is selenite or selenite. I don't know how to say it because I'm a newbie in all of this. And it's one of the main basic crystals, gems. I feel totally unqualified to be talking about this. And it kind of like, from what I understand, it like brings positive energy your way and keeps negative energy away from you. It's kind of like a clearing aura crystal, maybe, if I'm getting that right. It's also supposed to promote flexibility within the body and mind. This one though is my absolute favorite. This is blue kyanite. And it represents using your voice, speaking your truth. It helps with communication issues. And so I've been wearing this one a lot, and I have just noticed a lot more confidence. So like I said, regardless of whether or not you believe there's actually any healing qualities to these stones, I'm a firm believer that just by kind of picturing what we want and focusing on it, we can bring more of it into our life. So just having these representations around and just feeling kind of empowered whenever I put my blue kyanite necklace on has been really awesome for me the past couple of weeks. So if you're interested in getting your own crystals and gems, I would highly recommend this really cute, adorable little shop I found on Etsy called The Healing Hippies. And if you use the promo code HEALING, which they created specifically for me, so honored, if you use the code HEALING, it'll give you 15% off orders of $35 or more, and you can support the channel because part of those proceeds will go back to Mom on the Spectrum. So there is a brief crash course intro on crystals and gems by none other than yours truly, Taylor Heaton, the crystal guru master, apparently not. Okay, so if you haven't already been able to tell, my ADHD totally took over this video and I forgot to record an outro, so here's another outfit for you. If you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, the best way to support the channel is to subscribe, and then it would just be the icing on the cake if you want to leave a comment and start interacting with the community here. It's a pretty cool community, if I do say so myself. Like the video, and then hit the little bell so you'll be reminded anytime I post a new one. I'd love to hear from you in the comments about your own special interests. What do you love studying? What do you love spending your time doing? What do you know more about than anybody else on the planet? Let me hear from you. I've had people send me artwork. I've had people send me characters that they've designed that are part of huge gaming platforms. Like, I love to hear back from y'all and hear what kinds of things make you come alive. And don't forget to check out the Healing Hippies on Etsy. I will post a link to their shop in this description, and maybe you'll become a crystal loving hippie like I am as of 3 weeks ago. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!